Everyone, welcome again. And this is the session 3 for Spring Boot project development. And let me quickly run the current application and so we can recap the last session. Also, I will recommend you if you didn't watch the previous video, so just go through. I will drop the link in the description so you can check the previous videos for this project development. And here in this video series, we are going to develop a complete project from scratch. The name is bug tracking system, where we are going to create a web application on Spring Boot and the JSP, JSTL, HTML, CSS bootstrap. So that's going to like um, like complete bug tracking system where we can report the bugs and the developers and other team members can access them and operate it. So this is, I think this is the third session. Okay, so for the backend is we are using MySQL. So what the task we have done till now, we have created a home page, and over the home page we have this simple message and sign up option is there. We are going to take a like we added the validation also over there. We can fill up this registration form and we can when I submit this, it will store the information into the database and showing the message as the user is registered successfully. So we see my database table here under this bug tracking over the MySQL. So the new record is inserted over there and we can log in it. So currently we have logged in as an admin. And after the admin login, we have implemented something like we are showing a message from the session and we have implemented the logout option as well. So, so till now we have done this much part and now what in this session we are going to implement. So we are going to display one option here as a user. So our admin can add a new user as well. Also, admin can check the list of the user that is available into the database. And after that, we'll continue it with edit and delete option for the user. So let's quickly move into the Eclipse and do the necessary changes. First thing, we have to change some design things over here. So what we are going to do, we are going to add an option here, add user and user list. So how can we do that? So we have created one file over there as a header.jsp. So into this header.jsp, because this is the part of the header, so we have added also, we have added the conditions like when admin will log in, what option we need to show. So that's a if we have this condition here. If admin is the user role is admin, then what option we need to show. So we need to show the admin. So but now we have to show the add user. Okay, we can also implement a drop down option here. So let me quickly do it. How can we do that? So quickly, let me take a help from the Google. I can just go to drop down header. We can search here header menu drop down and bootstrap. So if you check this, the first line, no, we don't need a drop downs. We need a header option. Let's say header into bootstrap. So the right keyword is most important while you're working on. So the bootstrap will give us a template, a designing template. So let's say we have some uh, let me search the correct thing that we need, and then I will explain you what is that. It's not there. The step header, the step info. No, it's not there. We can create a custom as well, but it will take a lot of time. So I just want search it over the internet. Header menu with sub menu, the step. So navbar. Okay, we can say navbar, right? So if we want something like this drop down, so I'm going to copy this code, this much code, this only I need all, and I'm going to replace it with this li. So Control Shift F to format it, and I again save it. And here what I need this message, like add user. So I'm going to add this here. Let's say the drop down name will be user, the top name that you're going to say user section, we can say user. And here we have two options here. The first element is start from here, then it says the action and another action and something else if you want. So let me quickly draw it, remove this one as well, and we need only anchor tag over there. That's fine. So we can say add user. Under the user, we have two options. One is to add user and another is to show the user list. So another thing we need this thing. This will take the like path of the application, the root path of the application, and after that we'll add the API calls. So this is a common thing. And what this page context dot request context path is doing here, it will take the path like while we click, the user will click on this user list or add user, where exactly this URL will redirect. So it will give the complete path, the base path of the application. So this is the base path, localhost 8080, and then we will call our APIs over there. So this will give us a path. Okay, we have two things. That's nice. And now we can remove this thing. We don't need this much. That's it. Okay, so when I continue showing me error, okay, fine. So what is the error? We can read it. Okay, some CSS are creating problem into the header section, not found. Okay, let me check what CSS. Okay, it's automatically adding. I don't know why I removed it many times. But let me remove it again. Okay, I just removed that. And now if I refresh this, it will work fine. Okay, so I have logged in as an admin, right? Let me log in as an admin first, then we'll see the option. So we have this user as admin, so I just enter admin and the password is this. And with this, enter this password here. Let's do the sign in. But still that option is not showing. Let me show why. And we have user section. Okay, user role is admin, that's fine. And this user, it's gone false. Okay, I think we are using different options showing, but it's not visible because we are using different template over there. So we have to do some changes here. What do we need? Under the navbar, we can define this CSS over there. We need a light navbar. So let me do it quickly as well. We go into the navbar section here. I'm going to change the okay. Hey, this is the same one, I guess. Uh, Okay, from somewhere it's taking black. Let me check. Okay, how can you identify from where this color is coming? So you can go just to the inspect element and just like this option over there, and you can see we have this CSS. No, to do this. I think we have some external CSS here into the layout section. Let me check. And we have here static services.style.css. Let me remove this. My kidding. Okay, it's saying home only. User is there, but it's not visible. And as a header section, what we can do is background blank and import date. This is the thing that we need to do. All right. Yeah. Style says, okay, we are adding a extra CSS into this navbar tag. So let me remove it quickly. That's removed now. It should display. Please, yes, it's displaying, but the other sections are not displaying because there might be another CSS. We are saying the color should be white. So let me remove this one as well. From here, another tag is a home. Right? Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone, but home is not showing. So let's search quickly the home. And here might we are using the same kind of things like we are applying some CSS to change the thing. So it's not there. Is there any another home? Yeah, here we have, and we have a style as well as a color bar. So just remove it. Yeah. So we have a home here, we have a add user, we have a user list. But currently it's not redirecting anywhere. So what we can do, we can pass our correct API calls. So if we go to the user control section, and here we have a user control section where we have one page as a registration. So when we call this, it will automatically redirect you to this registration page, and we have already created that registration page over there. Okay, so I just again move to the same home header page, header file, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to let's register. So when user will click, it will redirect over there. So I just refresh it again. I go there, I click over here. So now it's redirecting over the registration form. That's fine. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to when user will click on the user list, it should be redirected over the user list. First thing, we have to create a JSP file under the body fragment and with a name as we can say it should be user list. Generally, I keep all the name as a as a view. So what I take, the better way, proper way to do the things is we can add the view here, and this is the list. So I will keep at the end as a last. And what so the name is defining what kind of list is that. This file will display the user list and the tag, and what kind of file is that? It's a view file. Okay, it's front end file. So I just keep in this way, and that's it. I just click on the OK. So we have this file. Now we have what we have to do. I already teach this thing to you, how we can create tiles.xml and why we are using tiles.xml. So if you don't know, just watch the previous video. In this tiles.xml, just define this entry of the new JSP file. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give as a name, as a comment name, as a user list view we can say, and here I'm going to say name as a user, what we can say, simple user list, and the page title will be user list. And where is the exact path of this file? So we have user list view here, and I'm going to replace this location of that file. So just to recap, when we call this variable as a this definition variable as a user list, it will call this file. Okay, so where we are going to call this, we are going to call this into the our controller section. So let's quickly go over there, and we have user controller, and here let me create quickly our list. And what kind of request was that? It will be a get request. So I'm going to say get mapping, and we can say what file we are going to call. We are going to call a user list. Okay, this is the thing that we will call from the URL. Okay, and then we can say public a string list, simple list. What this file is going to say, this is going to return on this page. Okay, when user will click, it will return on this page that we have created into the JSTL. We have defined the definition of this into the JSTL already. Now, another thing, we have to add a form tag over there. So I'm going to do this, like what kind of form will be there, or data form will be there. So it will be a type of the user form. Okay, now another thing, what we need a model that will send our response. So what I'm going to create, I'm going to create a model here. Model, we can say model. This is one. Create just this thing. So I'm just remove the necessary package, unused package from my file. Okay, all good. And here into the list, what we have now, we have written as a model dot list, model dot add attribute, but add attributes this one, and the name will be list, and here we will pass the list. Okay, currently I'm just defining it as a null, and we have to create a service as well to display the record here to get the record from database. So I just create an object of list. What kind of list will be that? That will be type of user DTO, and I'm going to name it as a list. And currently I'm passing a symbol. Later I will implement this code. Just so here we can add a comment as a proper coder. You have to programmer. You have to write the comment for each table. You should write the comment for each methods that will define the information of the application this method. So what kind of method is that? Get user list, get user list from service. So we are calling this from service class. So now we are going to move into the service section. So into the service section, what we have a user now, that is our database object. So here from this database table object, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a method here that will return a list. What kind of list we need? We need a user DTO. We need a type of user type DTO, and name will be list again. And this going to return our list. So from where we will get this list? We will get this list from this user DAO. So I can say user DAO dot find all. It means all the data that is available in this user DAO, user DTO that should be come over there. So this is predefined methods over there. And the DAO section, we didn't define this method. This is a beauty of JPA where we have multiple methods over there that we can call according to the need required. Let me explain you some uh, important methods like count. We can use find all, find by page, some find by email and password. These are the custom methods that we have created over there. And update is there, delete is there. So many methods are there. We can directly call them and implement the things. So we have a user list find all. That's it. Now that this is implemented, now hope the error is gone now into the user. Okay, we didn't implement it. So here what we can do now, instead of null, we can say from where we are calling it, we are calling it from the user service. So user service dot, we can say list we need. Okay, we have just defined this, and there is some compatibility issue, I guess. So what we can do, okay, we can give it a try catch over there. Okay, yeah, we can say list equals to null, and then we can define it like this. Okay, sorry, we need to call this user service. We are just calling the object, so this should be a static if in this way we want it. Okay, so we are defining as a list, and then we are going to set a model attribute, and we can add this model attribute here as well, but it's not required. I think it should be outside of the try batch, try clock. It's returning to the user list package. So I think we are ready from to this name should be list from the service side and from the controller side. Also, we can add a comment here into the user section. What this method is doing here, get user list from DAO, data access object, right? And that's it. So just move now into the header section. And into the first, we have to show this thing into our user list. Let's say for a dummy purpose, I'm just adding a message here, h1. I say user list, okay, and let's define the variable over there, the API call that we want to call. So what we have defined user list over there. Let me confirm it once. So this name is user list, right? The exact name you have to pass here into the header section. Now let's refresh the code. It's auto refresh. Let me run the application. So okay, we have to add one link here as well. When I click on the home, over the home page also it's showing some CSS issue. We will solve that in some next session, or quickly we can solve it. So if I go into the header again, okay, and we can say somewhere without, if everything is, no one is logged in. In that case, it's showing the header option equals to null. Then Okay, here we have a style. We can remove these styles. Actually, this is the old code, so I'm just using a template over there. So I just change it. Okay, now it's showing. So if I go to the admin side, login as an admin, and here I can say add user, and here I can say user list. So now it's showing me the user list, but it's not getting the data, right? So let me implement some code here because we didn't implement anything. That's why it's not showing any data over there. So we need a table template. So I have code already for this. So I'm just going to copy it and I will explain you all the things what we are doing over there. The first thing, we are going to implement the JSTL libraries and some other important libraries over there that will help us to get the data. So it's just copy paste code you need to do. You can at the top of the file, you can implement these libraries over there here. So I'm going to just add those libraries from the internet. So this will help us to create the get the data. It will include the JSTL libraries in your front end page. And after that, what we need this table. Also, we are going to include this message. It will require later when we are going to work with other tools like uh, with other options like edit and delete options. Okay, so here let me just copy this between the body section and this says we need a table. Okay, the name will be user list. We can remove over one that we have created this. Okay, now if you know the basic HTML, you will easily understand this code. And if you are learning the Spring Boot project development, I am hoping you have this basic knowledge how can we why we are creating this, how we create the tables and how the things are displaying over there. So here we have first name, last name as a table heading. So what this name should be, what we need to show over there. So we have this fields into our database into the user detail as well. So basically, we can come to the user detail and we can check what fields we have. So we have first name. That's fine. We can keep it. We don't need to change the first name. Last name is there. Email, phone number is there. Apart from that, we have a DOB, gender, and other things. So let me verify. Last name is there. DOB action is there. Okay, that's fine. We can display this much thing first name, and here this is the list that is coming from the model controller, okay, as a response. So if you go here into the user controller, what we are returning here, we are returning this list with a name at a model attribute as a list. It means this list will contain all the information of the user uh, that is coming from the user table, and this is the name by which we can access it. So here into the user list, we are creating a for each loop and we are passing as an item variable that list, and we are going to fetching all the result one by one as a sub variable li. So li dot first name, li dot last name. But make sure this first name, last name, email, these variables should be matched with your DTO. Like even if you notice here, the name, that naming conversion, all the things we are using same here. If we do some mistakes, it will change the things. After that, on the user operation, we will call the if after that under the action tag we have action column, we have edit option and delete option. So here we can pass this thing. So user edit API we will call it. We will create them later in some upcoming sessions, I guess. So I think it's done. And so this for each loop will iterate uh, the columns. Rows of that complete list and the element of the list, and each element will contain the information of the user. A single object will be there. So when I click on the user list, okay, it's showing me an error. So just quickly let me check what is the user error. So I am solving the error also on a real time. So it will help you also to compile the code and like how can you compile the code? I can to dig into that and how can you find out the solution for that. So the best is page directive must not no have multiple occurrence of page encoding. This is a new for me. Okay, let me quickly do one thing. What we are doing, we have this page, and I'm going to copy this complete page here because some pagination issues is there. So I'm going to do this. If it will solve the problem, that's great thing. Otherwise, we will do some more changes. Okay, that's good. So it's taking, there was some mistake related to the takes and that we are using. So I have just added the exact cake code over there, and let me remove some variables from there. So what we don't need this S form. This is we are using for the search. I will explain this thing later and implement this thing later. And till now we have this text. So we have same code over there. We have added the JSP libraries. We have added one tag here, H2 tag under the container. What we are doing to do, we are going to define a user list as a heading, and then first name, last name, email, phone number, action, and we are calling our DTOs. And this list contain all the information of that is coming from the database. And then we are calling these APIs to edit and delete the data. Okay, so if I refresh it again, it will say this data. But this is the data. You can match the data. Like this is the admin user. This is the admin user. Okay, we can type the types of user as well over there. So we are just showing the Molly is admin user. So if you see, Molly is the admin user. So this user should not be displayed over there because it's admin. We can display the user role as well. So we have column as a user role. So let me quickly implement this. So this table will display the user role as well. So before DOV, I'm going to add another HT, another TH, and this will be going to a user type. You can say user type or user role. And after that, we are going to implement this li dot, you can say it will be user load. I can write it without verifying because I know which format I'm following. So if you are following the same format, you can keep it. Otherwise, this name that you are adding here, make sure this same name is available into the user DTO with this same naming conversion. So if I refresh this, I can see it now here. What more I can do it here? I can create a check over there. If the user is admin, then it should not be displayed. And if the user is not admin, then it should be display all the users information. Okay, so from where we can add these checks, we can add the checks from the backend, and then I will teach you in the next video probably. And after that, we will implement the edit and delete operation. So till now, what we have done, we have created a application. Also, it's showing up in white color. So we have created a simple application that can register the users, that can log into the users, and then we are adding the user as the admin user, and the list will be displayed over here. Okay, and one surprise, one thing I'm going to show you here. If you notice here, we have implemented one check over there. If user will log in, this user information that we just implemented will should not be displayed over there. So I just log in now as a user. This is not the admin, this is the user. So here it's not showing any data to add the user or edit the user or user list. So we have added the check as well. And also there are some elements are showing over there in a white background. So quickly I will solve this issue in a free time. So I just need to remove and make some changes into the styling part. Probably I don't want to waste time over the like live. So I will do that into my free time, and you will get the good design in the next video. And if you want source code till now, you can check the like the description box. I will add the link. You have to you can explore the code over there. And thank you for watching. And please subscribe Code One if you want more video like on the live project development. And we have some paid services also where we are selling the project and explaining you and teaching you the complete development. So please connect with us to get a real-time example development experience and enterprises. Thank you.